Hello, good morning. So, I thought I would just let out a little steam because I'm having they say babies, they have big moment, big emotion moment and all that. So I call my logo Mighty Baby. So that kind of makes it convenient. So I can be the size and shape I am and be a baby. Yeah, best of both worlds. So I thought it is important to let out some steam. So it becomes a little clear on what's happening on my end. So people are wondering, everything is fine. It's just something seems a little odd. Yeah, okay. So the thing is, I posted a video about Mapadani, or the four rivers, Garden of Eden, in response to another video which another person made, searching for the Garden of Eden as per biblical references, Book of Genesis. And then, following that, I got an Instagram post. I will put the link of that on in the description of this video. An Instagram post that spoke about Gondwana land, where Pangaea became Gondwana land once the landmass begins to start shifting. And then from Gondwana land, which is where the Garden of Eden, India was part of Gondwana land, which was said to be where the Garden of Eden was kind of described in some way around there in Gondwana land, according to the video which the other person made, because there is this reference to this Gondwana land. And then it is mentioned that the Garden of Eden disappeared. Yeah. Yesterday I saw two videos. One video, one Instagram post that spoke about India going adrift from Gondwana land and then merging with Asia, and in the process forming Himalayas. Yeah. Tallest mountain, yeah, mountain range. And I saw another video, I'll post that also, that speaks about how life evolved. You know, an entire country going adrift, yeah, like an island, and moving it at the pace it is starting with 5 centimeters per year to 14 centimeters per year, going at that speed. Yeah, like an entire country. Yeah. And then merging with Asia. Yeah. Forming, or rather, keeping a distance with Asia with a mountain range, Himalayas. Yeah. So part of the whole, but single on its own too. So subcontinent, India. Yeah. So talk about being alone in a crowd. Yeah. Being with the crowd and yet alone. Yeah. It's best of both worlds. Yeah. Boy, I was thinking, wow, Earth, I'm so proud of. Look at what Earth has accomplished, what Earth is doing. And then I meet India. Yeah. Oh my goodness, an entire country on its own path. Yeah, took its own path. Oh my God. Okay, now I was thinking I'm the odd one out. I stepped out of my family, my parents' home, and then, took a place here in research and development into the matter of, what's life and what is humanity, and what is having people not be, happily married in life and wanting to also have babies. There are also these concerns of divorce. Yeah, those kind. Yeah, and don't want to have babies and those kinds of concerns. And now we are facing birth challenges across the globe, different countries. So I began my inquiry sometime back. So I stepped out of my parents' home. Now I was thinking I'm this odd one out, female from India. Not a very usually heard thing. And I was being this odd one out. Now I'm so comfortable. India did it. Yeah. I'm from India. Yeah. Who kiss my country set the example. Yeah. That I'm following. So me Bharat ki beti. Yeah. I feel so proud. There is more further. Yeah. Why am I having these big emotions? I'm coming to that one. That Instagram post, yeah, spoke about one is about the Gondwana land, India going drift. Yeah. that links with the previous video, searching for the Garden of Eden. In Bengaluru, the place where I am speaking from, yeah, there is a Lal Bagh Gardens. And I have been sitting there. I started my research and development. 2013 is when I started training to be a practitioner, biodynamic training sacral therapy practitioner. I started student clinics along with it, 2013. And then every now and then, in between my studies, my work, sometimes I would go sit there in Lal Bagh Gardens. And then I would inquire into one plot of, say there's a rose garden, then there's the bonsai, and then there's many big tall trees, and there is the fountains, there's the rock, all these different places. There are so many. Oh, the garden is laid on very beautifully, yeah? And so many landscapes. And interesting thought lines. I would go inquire into different aspects, different kinds of trees. Oh my goodness, you should see the kind of flowers there. And then there's a flower show that happens every year. And then I would go around the outskirts, in between the gardens. So I would take different paths at different times. So being a human being, human beings are story weavers. Yeah. So I would look at a flower and make a story about it. And then I would go back home. And then it's a nice, pleasant experience. And then I'll come again and then look at a leaf. Yeah. And then take another path, watch the lake, and then go back home. Another day I would come and take another pathway, go through these awnings. And sometimes there's a friend with me, then we would have a conversation. So those conversations and different things that I see all becomes part of the story I make. So the story has been weaving since some time. So human beings are all story weavers. And then that's how I also discovered there is a post, like a pillar kind of, like a watchtower kind. Yeah. And I asked about it. Actually, somebody told me. Yeah. Because I had no reason to ask about it. I was around there looking at things, reading something about on the post, and somebody clarified, or the post clarified, yeah, this was said to be the outermost posts demarcating Bengaluru. When the person who made the Lal Bagh Gardens, they put 4 pillars, 4 posts as the outermost landmark for where Bengaluru is. So since then, the city has grown around it. Yeah. 4 pillars. Yeah. And I was thinking, oh, this is all very nice, like the Garden of Eden. And you have a glass house. And I was reading about the Bible by then. Yeah, kind of different. There are these thoughts about the book of Genesis and those kinds of thoughts. And I'm thinking about immaculate conception. Yeah. Because my therapeutic work, Meristem Intelligence, my enterprise, formed immaculately. In the sense I put together things and I was trying to make sense of, I graduated facilitating body intelligence, yeah, from the School of Body Intelligence. And then over the course of clinical practice, like any student, you graduate from school, you may or may not be able to apply what you study in school immediately in your work and then gain, yay, all kind of success. So I went into inquiring what in the world did I learn from my school. So one concept, one book, one theory, one practice aspect, which will help improve the clinical practice. So these kind of inquiries. And then I discovered about mind and body and spirit and consciousness. And so I find many schools, including allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, Buddhism, they're all talking about human body, maintaining health, how to be healthy, wealthy, wise, those kinds of things. And then I'm seeing WHO's list of diseases. We have so many health practices and we have WHO's list of diseases. Does not make sense. So I have 19 plus years of practice as a cumulative practice in medical transcription. And out of that, around 13 years, yeah, of practice as a quality assurance. Started as a quality assurance specialist and then when I stepped out of the company where I was employed in, I was a senior quality assurance specialist. Yeah. So I look at things very critically. And then I'm facilitating health clinically. my clinical practice developed in the evening time. So 9 hours of medical transcription work, and then evening I would do clinical practice. So once it's like once a soldier, always a soldier. So I have a quality assurance mindset and medical transcription. So looking at patient documents and then interaction between doctor and patient and labs, and this is the thought line. And then I facilitate health clinically. So I bring all, you don't keep your, lifelong learning, 19 plus years of work. You don't just keep it out there and then start something fresh. So it's part of who you are. Yeah. So I'm looking at WHO's list of diseases, and I'm wondering, why in the world do we have that list when we have so many fields of healthcare? That should not be there. Then I discovered allopathy is looking at the matter of healthcare from one perspective, Ayurveda from another perspective, homeopathy from another, pranic healers from another, BCST from another, Buddhism from another. We have this case of 6 blind men and the elephant. Classical representation. WHO's list of diseases talking about it. Yeah. Now, for anybody who cares to see, that is, of course, you would see that when you look at Hippocrates' Oath. Hippocrates' Oath, for a medical practitioner, health facilitator, it says, that is when you read carefully through the documents, it says, a job of a physician does not end with just treating the patient. It also includes taking into account the society, the family, the environment from where the person comes. Because simply treating a disease does not help a person become healthy, because a person is coming from the society. Yeah. And there are, so if they are not adjusted with the society where they're coming from, the disease is continuing or manifesting in other ways. So the healing is not entirely happening. So there's a job of physician. This you get to know only when you read Hippocrates' Oath. And that too, you need to read it carefully, because Hippocrates' Oath then has evolved into another one. There's another version called the Modern Physician's Oath. And then there's Lasagna's Oath. Yep. So there is at least 3 that I found. 3. There's 4. Okay. I had to see if I matched up to what the oath demands. And then I found there are 3. Yeah. 4. I'm showing 4. So, anybody who's worth their salt would want to match up to the best of, what the profession demands. So I would often check if I'm matching up to all of these oaths. That's when you discovered this phrase, the job of a physician doesn't end with just treating patients. That's when I began to look at, why do we have WHO's list of diseases? Yeah. And then you discover Book of Genesis, Sanatana Dharma, yoga, yeah, different kinds of administrations, politics, different kinds of politics. Yeah. One is right, the other is wrong, and left wing, right wing, and ooh, talk about Pandora's box. Yeah. Oh, you're only looking at, why do we have WHO list of diseases? And then you look at the system. Oh my goodness. And then the system is formed the way it is right now, after we have moving through warring clans and all of that. Yeah. So history and herstory of mankind. Yeah. And then you go to evolution, Darwin's theory, Lamarckian theory, Mendelian. Lots of study. I just went back and forth several times, still do, from my Montessori, primary school, high school, college, the different levels of education I've had. And I still continue to practice, going to where will further clues about the problem, where the solutions are, which we are not able to see regularly. So from all of these perspectives, my ways of thinking come. Yeah. And then I saw this video, looking for the Garden of Eden. Yeah. And then Lal Bagh Gardens. So with all of these thought lines, all of these stories are weaving as I'm moving between home and the different neighborhood, as I'm walking through the streets and then walking in Lal Bagh Garden. So these stories are all weaving. And that's how I come to, this garden is like Garden of Eden. There's a glass house in the center, an oasis. And so I wove the story into, this is a nice little allegory, because it's taken a long time for that garden to be made. And Bengaluru has been called the city of gardens. And then I also got to know Sri Kempegowda, who was instrumental in creating the garden, also was instrumental in having the city having a 365-day water supply. That's like, oh my goodness. And then over time, I found they've that hasn't been so much maintained. There were houses built on those places where the lakes are. So environment, ecological concerns, different people regard nature in particularly, or work with nature according to the convenience. So the green revolution is still there on, trying to bring down pollution and all like that. But I have a story about Bengaluru where 365-day water supply hasn't paid attention to, was constructed, not just thought about. Then there's a Lal Bagh Gardens, and I'm thinking Garden of Eden. Yeah. So I'm an idealist. In the sense, I work towards an ideal, that there is an ideal that you work towards. Yeah. That there is perfect. And then there are levels of perfection, like 0 to 9, and then there's 10. And then again 10 to 19, and again 20. So perfection is there, and then there is iterative improvement. So that's my thought line. I'm from a QA background. So as you improve the quality, as you iteratively improve it, the record, I've been working with medical records. So you come to 98%, and then slowly it takes more effort to go from 98, slowly inching to 100%, 98 to 99. And then it takes more work from 99 to 100. So I know that it takes work. But it's there. Perfection is possible. Yeah. And over time, I came to find that every problem has a solution as long as you're working towards finding it. Yeah, so it's a perseverance. But every problem has a solution. And we have WHO's list of diseases. Now, and I'm from Bengaluru, of India, who went adrift from Gondwana land. Yeah, I'm going on my own way. Yeah. Ooh. And then joins Asia to form a ridge with the country. Yeah, with Asia, with the Himalayas. So the country already comes with the Garden of Eden's idea. I'm in Bengaluru. There's proof that I was not just thinking out of the blue, just imaginative. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this only has a big emotions. Yeah. Oh, I was not just thinking things up. And I've been saying, I am because of me and in spite of me. Now I find more proof for why in spite of me. Yeah. And then I discover India towards the Sri Lanka area. There's a geoid, in the sense, a dip in gravity. Yeah. Oh my God. And that's the only place on Earth that they found it. And in India. Yeah. Oh my God. The gravitas of the matter. Yeah. So I'm having a little big emotion. So I suddenly don't, I have been thinking I'm not a small person. I'm doing something very important, significant. I should continue whether or not somebody else knows about it. I can see the matter, so I need to stay with it. And then to figure out that my thinking like that is not an accident. Yeah. Just because you can't see everything doesn't mean you don't do the right thing. Yeah. Keep doing the right thing and you see how much more the story is. Yeah. That's why I said I'm having a little big emotion. I've been facing with this in some years. 2013. Yeah. And then you learn encryption. There is you facilitate health and you see big things happening. And then you can't say to anybody. Yeah, because nobody else will understand, because I'm facilitating health clinically. People are doing their accounts or homework and all of this stuff. And I say this and like, yeah, what are you talking about? No context, nothing to be understood. There is no proof for us to believe what you're saying. So I've been living this believe it or not life since some time. Yeah. So over time you come with the encryption. You could get overwhelmed with, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, that too. Yeah. So then you, at some point, you'll have to kind of contain the matter, like, yeah. Because you got to kind of encrypt it so that you have the space by which any more, oh my God, won't just none of that. Yeah. So over time you'll learn why Buddha has a benign smile. And probably why they came to monochromatic dress. No, I'm not getting there. I may have had that experience in past lifetime, or humanity in India has had so many Buddhists that I'm like, I'm not going into monochromatic dress. I'm wearing the rainbow. And if you have any more colors in that, I'm taking that too. And I'm not having just a benign smile because I like it's taken a long time for, from poker face to having the mime make all kinds of face. Oh my God, I got so many muscles. I'm not going back into, stiff. No. Mm-mm. It takes something to be alive and not just have a straight face and not speak in a particular way. And mm-mm. I'm using all my muscles, yeah, in all the glory. Okay, people may not be used to that, yeah, because we are used to being a little bit stiff and prim and proper and um, do it the right way, and then the right way is a lot of rules, and they haven't figured out what I have figured out, so I'm not going into that one, yeah. So I'm perfectly imperfect and imperfectly perfect, yeah. So we have the range. So if somebody would like to feel perfect, there is those aspects too. This is if you can appreciate, if you can see perfection when you see it. And if you're comfortable with imperfect because things are too perfect, then I have that aspect too. So you can connect with, oh, imperfect, imperfect. So I'm also okay. Yeah, that is imperfect. So you got best of both worlds. Yeah. Now, that kind of gives me a freedom. India, I'm in India. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've been so proud of Earth. I've been so proud of the universe. Now I'm proud of India. Now I'm proud of me too. But I'm having a big moment about that one. Yeah. So for the news about the gravity thing. Yeah. And then I come to this moment. Yeah. Where I am facilitating movementless yoga. And I speak about samudra manthan. So India comes with Garden of Eden story. And then India meets Asia and has a Himalayas. Yeah. I, working as a medical transcriptionist, come into healthcare, facilitating health clinically, and I hit ground nothing, or rather, I hit ground nothing. And then I joined different courses and figuring out what is missing, the presence of which would make a difference in being human, humane, alive, in love, and married to life. Because people keep singing liberation from life. So that does not make sense. So I had to look at all of that. So I hit ground nothing, got disoriented with life and in the sense with relationships, and then had to figure out what am I doing in this whole scheme of things? How are people related to me? Why are they related to me? Why am I related to people? Why am I here? How can I be profitable for the whole scheme of things? And in the inquiries about it, I started reconstructing my life, like from ground zero. And I love ground zero so much, like nothing, because I continue to see life from perspective which I couldn't before. So I found ways to keep stirring my cup of life such that life remains fresh, and I don't get into, oh, the people are this and they are like cookie like this, they are this kind of person, and then there's nothing fresh about it. No, when I keep stirring my cup of life, I see people from fresh eyes, relationships, opportunities from fresh eyes, and every now and then I keep stirring my cup of life, so I see life fresh. Yeah, I may have been in the same job, the same place, but I am not the same. Yeah, it's like the salty ocean, cleaning, and then not maintaining all fresh. So life is all fresh because life teems around where fresh water is, because our body needs to be maintained fresh. I didn't know that I was coming to what the yoga people have been talking about as Ganga and Zamzam and all that. I got to know about all of that later. And then I'm saying they're reading the textbook, but they're not doing what I'm doing. So they don't interpret the textbook the way it needs to be read. Because they are not doing movementless yoga, what I'm calling a samudra manthan. Circadian rhythms, but we don't know our body clock. So we have an entire set of learnings that's coming up. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Whew. Because in the course of learnings, I discovered our body is a Garden of Eden. Yeah. And our body is the church that they've been ringing a bell about. It's like, who's going to ring the bell? Yeah, who's going to bell the cat? Yeah, common admission test. Yeah. So I discovered body is a church that people have not been able to talk about enough, because we've had several concerns with being aware, mindful, and appreciative of our body, because we call ourselves sinners. So being appreciative about the sinful body, one of the reasons for that is we didn't know how to clean the sin, wash the fabric of time space. So we are washing the shinnis, the sin off. Yeah, the shin, the ocean, salty oceans we have, but we don't know how to freshwater ocean. Yeah, Ganga, like they call it as Antarganga, but don't know how to have that in our own body, which is what I'm calling as movementless yoga. As you're doing, I'll come to that. We'll make videos about that. So I'm just talking about my big moment. Yeah. Facilitating health clinically, I hit nothing, started reconstructing my life. This is while I was employed doing medical transcription. And then I joined several courses, landmark education, and then I came to training BCST, and then somatic experiencing, no, systemic constellation, family constellation work, Bert Hellinger, somatic experiencing, several other courses from there. Shamanism, many other courses, yeah. And then facilitating health clinically. And then I come to immaculately thinking of the idea of Meristem intelligence, yeah. And then the word immaculate has reference to biblical references. And then I began to think about the words in the Bible, what they're calling as immaculate, and many, many topics they're talking about. Mother Mary, Virgin Mother. Eventually I came to what I'm doing is quite original. And then I come to original humane intelligence. And then they come up with, you have to drink coconut water, coconut oil, extra virgin coconut oil, to restore your memory. Now I'm thinking, here's the word virgin again. Yeah. And I'm thinking, that's not what you should be doing, people. You should be doing, yoga is not about something that you even stand on your head by. Yeah. Yoga is something else. The textbooks are saying one thing. Over time, there has been interpretation of textbook in many ways, and you're reading textbook, but not quite understanding what they're saying. Yeah. And then you chant and repeat it, keep doing things, because these textbooks say they're good. They are good. There are benefits. From warring clans, we've come to now having United Nations and yeah, WHO, and so many concerns globally are being looked into. So we've come this far. And then further from here. Yeah. So what then comes into details is the how of it. Yeah. So I came to Meristem intelligence, and then I'm coming to original humane intelligence facilitation. Yeah. And then I'm seeing life in a way that others are not able to see, or well, because they're not doing the work that I'm doing. Yeah. Because they have probably not had the reason to do the work that I'm doing. Somebody came up with the internet because they had a reason to, put this together, and necessity is the mother of all inventions. Yeah. Now I came up with Meristem intelligence, and then continuing to stand by, this is all good, and to continue to do the work. And then you discover India went to drift. Yeah. Garden of Eden. And then Shiva, Sati, Parvati, and all that. Yeah. Garden of Eden already has Adam, Lilith, Eve story, and God and Satan. Tree of wisdom, tree of life. And then in India, we have the idea of Shankar Shakti, yeah, Shiva Mohini, Devamrita, Shiva Sati, Shiva Parvati, yeah. And then I discovered my own family history. My own family has these deities as family deities, yeah. Shiva, Parvati, Ganu Baba Ganesha, which means Kanda is also there, yeah. Father's family has Karimgutti, Veerabhadran, Muttapana. One more person. I always miss this. They're all basically the Trimurtis, yeah? Or different aspects of it. Man, I keep forgetting this. I will look it up. Chatana. Mother's family. Yeah, mother's family has Bhagavati, and Nambudriyachan. Yeah. So, and then I have a conversation with my uncle. Yeah. And I discovered we've had healers in the family. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm not this odd one out who's wanting to be a doctor and all of that stuff. So I'm not, nobody else my cousin sister from my mother's family have been wanting to be a doctor. Yeah. Father's family, this I discovered later. Yeah. So this wanting to be a doctor. And um, so I'm not this odd one out in the family. Yeah. So, okay. And then I discovered old family. My uncle, he says, our family, Irava caste. Yeah, caste. This family is related with the Korot family. Yeah, and they are in another place. And then I discovered Chalakudi is where I come from. Yeah, father's family. Has a history of its own. Chalakudi is a history setting place. Yeah, that I discovered. Oh my God. Yeah, such a historical place I'm born from. And then India already adrift. And then Chalakudi. Yeah. And then here in Bengaluru, Garden of Eden, Lalbagh Gardens. And then Chalakudi, the family in Chalakudi, Kannathu Parambil. Yeah. Related with a family in Shornur. Yeah. You go and meet them, and I'm wondering, oh my God, these people, you know what all they're doing in life? I come from a scholastic family, scholarly people. They're thinking, is like very interesting. Yeah. Talk about self-esteem going up. Yeah. From, oh, me, this thing, that is like like something the cat dragged in, to, oh, yeah, like the self-esteem here to, I come from that's so small place. Yeah, but you can't tell about this to anybody else. Yeah, why should you tell you so that just to feel good, Because otherwise I feel like something the cat dragged in. Yeah, like this unwanted particle. I also stepped out of my family's parents' home, and there's one girl doing this in India, Bengaluru. Have you heard of anybody else doing this? So why are you doing this? What kind of a lifestyle are you living in? Like I'm this bad thing. Yeah. So you keep doing the right thing, and then people are looking at the way they're looking at. Oh, talk about existential angst. Yeah. And then layer upon layer of have you gotten married? Why not married? Get married. And then you should be getting married. When you go to the war front, they say layers and layers of um, um, you know army coming, and then you got to fight each layer. That's been the case like with marriage. Yeah. Over time, you kind of develop your own armor. Yeah. Because I've been saying, I've not found a good enough reason to get married. I mean, people are talking about marriage, all that very nice. But then we also hear about divorces and then people not wanting to have babies and all this. So unless I find a good enough reason, because, it's an institution. You don't just step into the institution. It's a responsibility, not just one person or two people. It's two families. Yeah. Talk about male and female dynasties. Yeah. So unless I have a good enough reason, yeah. So you can be really firm. And it would sound like this movie Lagan, where Amir Khan stands on a platform pedestal with a single person with a gun and an entire army coming. So this is no gun, just be person, yeah. And you have all well-wishers. I call it the well-wisher syndrome. Yeah, well-wishing people, and then you go to face with the health and with the layers of what is not seen, known and unknown concerns. Yeah. Ooh, it's been interesting. Yeah. Talk about India meeting Asia. Yeah. And forming the Himalayas. Now I've been saying, yeah, and then you come to healthcare, facilitating health clinically. And I've been fighting males and females because I've been having this, army after army, wave after wave of get married. Why are you not married? You should be getting married. And I see that concern. Over time, you stop resisting and you start listening to people. What are they saying? They actually care. And then there are so many layers of care. And to speak with them without, it's like Grey's Anatomy. Dr. Grey, she faces several challenges, yeah, in our clinical practice and in life too. And then she maintains being kind and not get cynical or a little sarcastic, and to maintain your health in such a way that your love doesn't go sour, yeah. Um, and to see people for what they're talking, what they're making available. So I have some training. And then I come to facilitating health clinically. After 19 plus years of medical transcription, layers of record after record. This is working, this is not working, keep correcting the course. So life has been training me, yeah. So I'm because of me and in spite of me. And then I come to facilitate health clinically with all of this experience. Yeah, the way after way, even the medical records. And so with these perspectives, after 2 years of training, biodynamic craniosacral therapy, where different kinds of people make a contact with me. I've been like, don't touch me. That's how I've been before. I would feel like if somebody touches me, it's like my skin kind of crawls. Yeah. So I've been maintaining my distance with people. I've been thinking like I have a 6-foot wall around me. Yeah. Oh, wave after wave of get married, My goodness. And then, so I have my perspective on marriage. Yeah. And then I come to 2 years of the practice, student practice, with different kinds of people, all bettered and then, approved for training. And so we have student practice, contact practice. So different kinds of people with their own backgrounds, males, females, they make contact with you. Yeah. Over time, you learn to be safe while people make contact with you, not just fight. Yeah. And then you discover this touch is fine enough, this is not, and then you got to restore your stuff. You got to be you, otherwise you become somebody else. Different kinds of people all practicing. And so I discovered a way to being me. Because in between practice sessions, between these training sessions, you have to work in your own life. I got to go back to so I did this 2 years course of training while I was employed. So you have these seminar training sessions, and then you have your student clinics in between. So that's how the training went. Now I think the format has changed a bit. So I have to go back to my office and do the work and this normal ordinary thing. Yeah. So it's like, when you have many people contacting you, you heal, but at the same time, you also have to go beyond you've been touched. Yeah. I'm saying this from a person who's like, don't touch me. Yeah. Stay your distance. To touched by life and different kinds of people, males and females. Yeah. Cool. So, and I have been all through my life, I've been saying chipku, people are chipkus. Yeah, I might have been a tree on past lifetime. There's this chipku movement. Yeah, no, where these people hug a tree, and then in Rajasthan somewhere, yeah, and there's this story of how they wanted to cut the trees, but people just stuck on to the tree. I must have been one of those trees. Chipkus, just like sticky people. Yeah. And from there to a lot of people touch and then heal. So differential appreciation of what is good touch, bad touch. Yeah. To healing. Yeah. To being comfortable with people touch. And then you can actually hug and then it was nice. Yeah. And not go yee. Yeah. Ooh, I must have been one corona refusing to be born, and then here you're having experience of life. Ooh. I'm thinking Lilith. Yeah. Because she has been shunned in many ways. Oh my goodness, I've heard the stories about it. Now, having said that, clinical work, when I started student clinic, I was fighting males and females. So I couldn't work with both. Being a health facilitator, then you're fighting males and females. That becomes a problem. So I started working with humans. And I discovered in our collective psyche field, not many have any idea what it means to be human. And I had no fight with humans. So that worked for me. Because otherwise I'm fighting males and females. And I also, I think, I don't know, kids, and I know different, I have different relationship with humans of different sizes, very differential equations. But I could work with humans. So I worked with humans. What works with you? What works for you is what you work with. Over time, I'm facilitating original human intelligence. Yeah. So I'm already doing things that a lot of people are not doing. Yeah. With the background I have. And that's like India going adrift. We stepped out of my parents' home and then clinical practice and then coming here, staying in a rented place. And guess whose place I stayed? A relative of Sri Kempegowda. Yeah. Talk about it, believe it or not. Yeah. And then I go visit Lal Bagh Gardens. So the environment, the house that I'm staying already has influence of the genetic material, the stories in our behavior, interactions. It's already part of where we come from. Yeah. It's called social media influence. Yeah. Where we go sit in public spaces, or we interact with friends, with the family. Genetics, epigenetics, there are these influences. And then with this influences, I go and sit in Lal Bagh Gardens and then keep weaving the story. We are all story weavers. Yeah. And then I discovered India, adrift meets Asia, Himalayas. And I was saying, I am like Himalayas in the city. I'm like a person. Yeah. I'm like Himalayas in the city. And then I had this idea of Parvati and Sati, and Parvati went to Himalayas after getting married. Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, yoga. I was not thinking yoga then. I was thinking more Himalayas in the city. I was thinking, okay, interesting. Yeah. Because it's a little, and then you see the movie Frozen Queen. Yeah. Because at some point in my journey, after hitting nothing, and then reconstructing the whole story of life and how am I related with people, I was staying with my family while I was doing that. At some point, there was this idea of, won't you melt a little? I was thinking, I'm not frozen to melt to begin with. Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm me. What are you talking about? Yeah. And then I had to look at what does that mean? Yeah. And that's when I kind of around there. Yeah. When I had this idea of um, like a soul um, gone a little sour in some way. Yeah. A little um, nobody cares kind. Yeah. And I was thinking like I'm this thing that like can't say waste. Yeah. So I'm here. What are you talking about? Yeah. So if this is going to be of use to anybody, I care. What's it about? Yeah. So I think somebody was less distressed or something over time, though. Maybe the person was less distressed. Yeah. And I'm thinking stale sweat and all that. Yeah. And then over time, then I come to Himalayas in the Himalayas in the city, and with all of my different experiences. Yeah. And continuing me putting the fabric of time space, because my inquiry of what is missing, the presence of which will make a difference in being human, humane, alive, in love, and in marriage with life. Why are people seeking liberation from life? Yeah. So WHO list of diseases, lots of missing pieces. Yeah. So many puzzle pieces. So I'm doing my work. And I have my own isolation, my own little island. Yeah. Because people can talk to me. So at your own risk. Yeah. Because you don't just talk to me. Yeah. Okay. And facilitating health clinically. So I will talk to some people. I will not talk to some people. Yeah. That is, of course, I think people kind of get the idea. I may have had my own aura, who talks to me. They naturally not talk to me or do, yeah, I don't know, defense mechanism maybe. But I don't have to do any defense mechanism. I don't know. There's only some people talk to me and then, so well, I'm here. Yeah. So how do you take care of yourself? Like I've had my own moat, I think, like a castle and a moat. So all nice and like India, adrift, said to have warm waters around India while India was adrift from volcanic lava around. So I'm thinking like a baby in a mother's womb, embryonic fluid. Yeah. Baby in a mother's womb is having all nice, like warm, and then, yeah, in their own little island. India. Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, very nice. And over time, life teams. Yeah. Warm water. So a lot of evolution of life happened from India while being adrift, traveling at a speed of 5 centimeters per year to 14 centimeters per year. I'm thinking the Sri Chakra has 14 triangles. I'm thinking that's from the thought lines that India as a country, as a person, India as a person, country, because alive, teeming with life from the warm waters and all that. Yeah. And then meets Asia. Yeah. Like Parvati goes out in Vanvasa, 14 years Vanvasa. Rama Vanvasa, Parvati also went Vanvasa, 12 years, I think. Yeah. And then Vanvasa, and then back with the with Asia, forming Himalayas, ridges. Yeah. And then I meet the Shiva trilogy, where there's a reference to protecting their country, the idea of country between the Shiva troop and the mm, the Surya Vamsha and the Chandra Vamsha team, their idea of country. And I come to that is not what they mean by country. It's your own conscience that you function by. That's actually the country. When you have kleshas, rifts between your loyalties to what is country, what is to be preserved, what is to be protected, that's when you have kleshas in life with different people, your existential angst, how alive you are, how you are actually participating and contributing, and so that everyone wins. You win, people around you win, future generations win. And I'm in Bengaluru of India that has a story of the Garden of Eden, Shiva, Sati, Parvati, and all the entire history of mankind and civilization, because then British and Portuguese and Spanish and many people came, visited India, the Garden of Eden. I'm thinking Garden of Eden. In their own time, pilgrimage, because India is not just a country, India is a civilization. When you come here, you meet different facets of life, because India didn't just form overnight. I was thinking Earth didn't form overnight in this big wide universe. And then I discovered more about India. Yeah, Bengaluru is still there. Ooh. I'm born in Kerala. Dad got job in Bharat Earth Movers Limited. Yeah, KGF, Kolar Goldfields. And we have a movie series about KGF. And what an epic movie. Yeah. So I'm from there. And then I come to Rajarajeshwari Nagar. Okay. That place also has some very remarkable history. And then from there, I find a house. I stay with my friend in Malleshwaram. Yeah. For about 2 months while I'm searching for a house. Yeah. And then I come to Srinagar. And when I say Srinagar, people don't know there's a Srinagar in Bengaluru. They say, oh, Kashmir. Yeah. So it took some time for me to, kind of like reorient with people don't know there's a Srinagar in Bengaluru. Yeah. So I'm like, where am I? Yeah. So I still say that when I'm talk about where you say I'm in Srinagar, they're like Kashmir. Yeah. So I'm still getting used to people don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm facilitating original humane intelligence. Yeah. So I have a lot of, you people don't know. So I have, you say resilience. Yeah. And don't lose your composure because people don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So about being a pioneer, yeah, bringing something into existence which was not there before. People don't know Srinagar, yeah. So and then I'm speaking about Meristem intelligence and original human intelligence, and I got a lot of work to do. And I'm talking about samudra manthan. Advaita-based Sanatana Dharma services as relevant to the 21st century. Because we got to vote being Manvantara quality human beings. Yeah. So that we are not seeking liberation from life. And our liberation from life is continue to be alive, go beyond your reincarnation cycles. So that you're born and that's it. You're born. That's it. Live forever and ever and ever. Fairy tale life. Yeah. Bring complementary opposites together. You have a body that has two aspects, complementary aspects. Our body is a garden of Eden. Maintain your garden well by not fighting. You have a house, you have a garden of life, your own body is all nice, healthy, wealthy wise. Make sure others are also healthy, wealthy wise, so that you're not having to deal with me versus you challenges. So that's my little bit of believe it or not story. Yeah, I had to say this. India went adrift on the oceans, yeah, and joined with Asia to form Himalayas. Shiva trilogy speaks about country. And I'm saying the shape of a human body, shape of a human being is like a country. A person has all kinds of people related. So we could be sitting alone in a room, like Nelson Mandela was in one room, but the noises in your head is because you have so many people in your country, your body, and you got to take care of your country. So I'm writing the Constitution of India. Yeah, Constitution of my country. Because I discovered I'm like Bharatmata right now. Yeah, because I live in life in the multiverse. Because during 2 years of the pandemic, I was doing something. I was doing movementless yoga, samudra manthan, I say. I call it movementless yoga. The lockdowns were lifting. Yeah. And then you had to figure out once it happens, twice it happens, 3 times it happens, it's not a fluke. Yeah, I'm not imagining this. When I do this, the lockdowns are lifting. And then I go about my daily activities, go one thing, and then you come up with another strain. Yeah. And then you do things that strain going down, lockdown's over, lockdown lifted. So I'm doing something. So how does this work? Yeah, I'm seeing this. So I have some lifetime practice of, this is happening. I'm seeing this, me doing this. So the science of it, how it was happening is India, like a country, you got all kinds of people. When you stop fighting amongst your own people, you have thought lines and there's this idea of who's in your room. There's this book called Who's in Your Room that they're talking about putting people in boxes. Yeah. And I've had a concern with that. I'm thinking that's not how it works. Yeah. So I'm making clear about who's in my room. So I have put up a video called My Conscience, Intro to My Conscience, Music and Sounds of Life or Nothing. So I'm beginning to make clear my scheme of things, my frame of reference by which I'm living a healthy, wealthy, wise life, by which my body is a country. How did the lockdowns lift up? Yeah. I stopped fighting different levels, spheres of influence. So I put a little scheme. I still haven't represented the whole thing, so I'm still developing it. So you can see my frame of reference. And then I have to make clear about it. So you also have your country, your body like country. Because India became a person. Yeah. All nice amniotic fluid and then teeming with life. Gandhiji freed India. And I'm thinking India looks like a person who's facing the world, like with the uh, uh, like with a stick, but no stick. It's just, yeah, like a lady. I'm thinking Bharatmata. Yeah. So during 2 years of the pandemic, how lockdown lifted is, I live in life in the multiverse. Or rather, I healed the violence. Yep, non-violently. So I'm thinking non-violence is so much better than violence. Yeah. Lockdowns lifted. Yeah. Not once, twice, thrice. And from the Very informed sources. This has been happening many times that I don't know about. Yeah. So I'm seeing this so much as possible, having a body that's human. And because of lack of perspective, we're having humanity across boundary concerns and WHO's list of diseases. Yeah. So it becomes my dharma and karma to make this available to people, because I just recently saw a video. India went adrift, joined Asia from the Himalayas, subcontinent. I'm in Bengaluru. God no feed it. In Srinagar. Born in Kerala. Yeah. Brought up at KGF. In Bengaluru. In Srinagar. Yeah. And I discovered my partner speaks Kannada. Yeah. And Kannada is a fine blend of North Indian groups of languages, South Indian groups of languages. And my family has genetic influences from Tamil Nadu. Yeah. Yeah. And India has influence from Egyptians, Greek, and ooh. So this is like, yeah, all kinds of influences. One country. So it's like, so I had this image of Earth. So I'm like Earth. Yeah. Yeah, I even eat food like pizzas. Yeah. There is delivery system. Humanity across boundaries has afforded for people being able to, there are people coming from other countries, and then India has had colonization, so I'm speaking English too. Yeah. So I'm like Earth and India and universe and living substance. Yeah, I've facilitated movementless yoga, samudra manthan and all that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I'm having a big moment. Yeah, kind of. Big emotion moment and all that. And I have my enterprise logo I call as Mighty Baby. So I get to be big person, small, baby as well as adult and everything in between and all that. So, baby girl and mommy, Grammy, and that, yeah, white. I had to see that. I had to say that because you got to speak out, yeah, at some point. Ooh. So you can let out the steam out a little bit, yeah. So if you've noticed something is odd, a little bit letting out the steam, the pressure will not be so much up. Yeah. So when the pressure is on, you got to better tell it. Yeah, do the work and the pressure will be off. So I hope you have a little understanding of what's going on in my world and what am I up to. So if you're inspired to contact me and then have a little conversation, you'll have the benefit of health, wealth, and wisdom. Healing, movementless yoga, course correction counseling, community harmonizing activities. How from the lifelong experience that I have, I'll be able to offer some solutions. So we have more fast track humanity cross boundaries. WHO's list of diseases comes down. Yeah, that'll come easier. Oh my goodness, it's a long time. Yeah, long time coming. And I'm coming and going on coming. Yeah. So that's what I discovered because I saw those videos recently. Oh my God. India went to drift. Okay. Tell me I'm not the only person who's going through this kind of moment. Yeah, you guys also have big moments. Yeah. Or I will help you have those big moments. Yeah. And then you also can join us and oh my God, this happened. Yeah. And then we can join in potluck. This is what's cooking in my pot. And this is what's cooking in your pot. And then let's have a discussion. And then, खूब मिल बैठेंगे. Oh yeah. And we clink a glass of water because that water has taken some time forming. Other planets are still wondering how to have that. Yeah, we'll clink a glass of water. Oh my goodness. Elixir of life. Devamrita and all that. Oh. So we can have a big moment. Yeah. Have some fun. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been of value to you. If there's further thoughts, I'll put it in the description. Yeah, so I can let out the steam. Yeah, it's important to express every now and then. Yeah. Good day.